Charlotte, why don't you start by telling us about Zoran Mamdani, a man who I have to confess, just a few months ago, I had never heard of.
He's a democratic socialist. He is a really skilled politician. I mean, he comes out smiling all the time. He presents this very positive vision for New York. And I think it's worth, before we go into his policies, just laying the context. His main opponents in this race for mayor were people who were, to use the technical term, horrible, absolutely horrible candidates. So you had Eric Adams, who's the current mayor of New York, who has been the subject of an alleged corruption scandal. You have Andrew Cuomo, the former governor, aging former governor, who just hasn't gotten the memo that his political career is over and clinging on to the limelight. And you have a New York population that's deeply fed up. So Donald Trump came to New York City during his presidential election, even though he knew he wasn't going to win New York City. It was a stage for him, and that's why New York remains important politically, too. It's this arena. And so he came to Madison Square Garden. I suffered through his 8-hour-long rally there. He did something in the Bronx, and he won a shocking share. He got 37% of Queens, which is a deeply blue borough, and 27% of the Bronx. Astonishing numbers. And I think that points to New Yorkers' discontent and the desire to try something new. And that new person is Mamdani.
I love your polite but utterly devastating critiques of the current mayor of New York and other contenders. It reminds me of the fantastic line in your cover leader this week, where you spoke very positively about Michael Bloomberg as the last good mayor the city had, but you said he has the charisma of a spreadsheet. Tell me what a democratic socialist actually is, John.
Well, the Democratic Socialists of America are a very small group. Zoran Mamdani is one of their number. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is another. They, until pretty recently, had a platform that was really out there. You know, they wanted to defund the police, get rid of the Senate, nationalize a lot of industries. In the intervening time, in the past couple of years, they've actually updated their platform. It's a little more mainstream now than it was. They've ditched some of the crazier stuff. But I think what it is mainly is a signaling device to say, we're fed up with centrist Democrats. We don't like Republicans. We're fed up with the same old centrist Democrats, Chuck Schumer, whoever, and we really want to change things. So I think it's more a kind of expressive thing, in a sense, of a kind of identity badge. It's a way of being on the left and being an outsider in some, similar way politically to how Donald Trump was able to come to power, promising a whole bunch of stuff that people kind of knew he couldn't do. But the fact that he was so mad and was proposing such radical things demonstrated to the electorate that he really got it in a way that other people perhaps didn't.